Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. We love doing top 5 videos for you today. And today we interviewed Dr. David Creech from Stephen F. Austin University. We had him on the hook here, already doing a podcast. So we wanted to get a top 5 from him. And we basically asked him his top 5 Japanese maples for Texas.
Make sure you like this video. I'm Tim. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. We really appreciate it. A lot of people find out about our videos from other people sharing. So we really would appreciate if you took time and did that. Also, make sure you sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com. We had a bunch of cool trees every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. You'll definitely want to check that out.
Hey guys, if you haven't already, it may be out at the time of this YouTube video airing. It may be later, but definitely check out our podcast we do with Dr. Creech. We ask him a lot of great questions about Japanese maples, taxodiums, and so much more. So you're definitely going to want to check out the full podcast with him. Let's get into his top 5 Japanese maples for Texas. Number 5.
If you want a good red, I like Red Baron.
Red Baron, great choice at number 5. We did a whole video on red maple nurseries and Dick Wolf. Definitely check that out. I'm a huge fan of Red Baron. It is a super durable one.
It's probably one of the lesser known of Dick Wolf's red uprights. I mean, he's got Emperor One, Moonfire, but Red Baron is a great plant. I mean, it grows equally as tall as it does wide. Gives you some really nice red, almost red-pink color sometimes on the new growth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Red Baron is an excellent plant. And there's a gorgeous specimen out at the J.C. Ryusan Arboretum as well. So you've got a gorgeous specimen at J.C. Ryusan Arboretum and one at SFA Gardens.
I know it's one my dad's been growing for quite a while. He loved this one for providing people with, that width. So you're going to get a really nice sized canopy with this one. Like Tim said, equally as wide as it is tall. So it gives it a really nice width for a Japanese maple, a little bit more width than what you would typically think of with something like Emperor One. So it's going to provide some shade too, also for some of your smaller plants there in the landscape. So if you have a hosta garden or heuchera, it's a great plant to be growing that's going to get a little bit wider and provide a little bit more canopy.
Number 4.
The Cowboy Out To Boost is one of my favorites. It gets better with age.
Cowboy Out To Boost. That's a great choice, Dr. Creech. I mean, that's one of mine and Matt's personal favorites. It's super heat tolerant. Those tightly layered shingles on a roof type appearance on the plant. I mean, it makes it look like the plant's alive. I mean, it's probably our most talked about Japanese maple we talk about here on the Mr. Maple Show.
Right. If you follow this show at all, you know about Cowboy Out To Boost. We recently did a podcast of our top 25 sales plants in 2022. Cowboy Out To Boost. So spoiler alert, that came in at number 1. We talk about it a lot here on this channel. We like it a lot. Hey, great choice. Tough as nails, heat tolerant, so it's going to work great in that East Texas environment for sure. Number 3.
I like the Casa Silhouette.
We love this plant as well. It's another one we talk about a lot. We got to go and visit Yanada Tanaka in Japan, and Tanaka-san has been so gracious with his time and explaining a lot of his introductions, but also just Japanese horticulture to Tim and I. We hope to have him on some upcoming shows as well. Such a nice guy, always so informative, and Casa Silhouette being, I would say, probably his most popular introduction. There's a lot of good ones coming out of Casa. Casa, actually the name of his father, so kind of an homage to his father there, just like Mr. Maple's kind of an homage to our dad.
And Don Shadow's the one who actually put the name of Silhouette on Casa Silhouette. Don's the one, the great nurseryman who introduced Slender Silhouette, the famous sweet gum, and he thought that narrow shape with Casa Silhouette played in so well with that name Silhouette. I think Silhouette's probably one of the most commonly misspelled words. I know I've misspelled it on some labels in the past.
I'll spell Sukasa right, but Silhouette, forget that. I'm never getting that right.
But that's such a heat-tolerant plant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense, Dr. Creech, that that's on your list because, I mean, it's a vigorous growing plant, does extremely well in high heat settings, and gives you some good fall colors.
Yeah, our experience has been growing this one in sunlight gives it a little bit more narrow of a shape. We've got some places growing this one even as a street tree here in Hendersonville, so it's super durable for even industrial almost conditions there by a roadside. And just make sure that it's got a good central leader going to it and it's not getting too much shade. I find that in heavy shade, they do tend to get more multi-branched. In full sun, they tend to be more single-stemmed and just an amazing plant to be growing. I mean, I find it to be one of the peak heat-tolerant maples for sure.
But its narrow shape makes it so usable in the landscape and garden, too.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent choice. Number 2.
I really admire Ryusan just because it's vigorous and really makes an interesting weeping specimen quick.
Ryusan, always popular, one we offer a lot here on Mr. Maple. Again, peak heat tolerance. I mean, I see a theme here for trees for Texas. These are all super durable plants. Ryusan, very popular for container gardening or in the landscape. I like to stake this one to about 4 to 5 feet, maybe even 6 feet, and let it weep down from there. Just some beautiful specimens that's out there now, especially as they get some age to them. We got to go to Kobayashi Momiji Inn Nursery in Japan. That's been around for over 300 years, and they originated Ryusan there at that nursery, and what a cool introduction.
A lot of people don't realize that Ryusan was found as a chance seedling from Jiro Shidari, and we actually got to meet Jiro. Ryusan is extremely heat tolerant. I mean, it's a bulletproof plant, really easy to grow, and it's very vigorous. So it makes perfect sense that this would be in your top 5.
Now, Talon argues we need to only call this Ryusei. I know the patent runs out on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter anymore, but Ryusei, Ryusan, same plant. I know it's more frequently referred to as Ryusei in Japan, and that's probably why Talon sticks with that. Awesome plant to be growing, though. So, wherever it's out on your list, it makes sense that Ryusan is going to come in popular.
I've heard that Ryusei or Ryusan, one means dragon spirit and the other means dragon fountain. But whatever you call it, I mean, this is a good plant. I mean, it's a good plant people need to be growing.
Number 1.
Siriu has got to be in there for a stately tree in somebody's yard or a lay.
Siriu, yeah, no shocker there for that heat tolerance for that Texas environment. Siriu is bulletproof. Now, we often talked about how we didn't know why this one was called blue-green dragons because it's so heat tolerant. We plant it in the sun, and it's more of a chartreuse in the sun. Now, as it gets older and shades itself out, you get more of that emeraldy blue-green color on the older growth, or if you're growing it in more of a shade environment, you're going to get some of that emeraldy green growth as well. It's not uncommon for us to have 1.5 feet of growth on this one. It's probably our most vigorous Japanese maple, and it's one that's highly sought after to provide shade for the rest of your collection.
Yeah, and J.D. Vertrees states this one's one of the fastest growing Japanese maples at the time when he wrote the book, and it really is. It's still one of the very fastest growing Japanese maples. It can exceed 1 foot of growth per year, sometimes 14 inches, 16 inches of growth in a year. Super fast growing, very durable, extremely heat tolerant, and its unique trait of being an upright lace leaf gives this tree a soft texture to a tree that can get big fairly quickly. And so this can give you some shade out in the garden, but this is also a tree that is exceptionally heat tolerant.
Yeah, it might look dainty, it might look delicate with that lace leaf style foliage, but don't let this one fool you. It is super durable.
Most of the people, we have a bunch of yellows as well that kind of mix it up in oranges. And
yeah.
There's some Acer japonicums in there that we really like because they provide a little different look to the place. But our goal has been 20, 30, 40 feet, and you'll find another maple throughout that 8 gardens. And that really has turned into a major. I never expected it to be a fall tourist attraction.
Oh,
really.
My gosh. Yeah,
but it really has. We have people that stay in the hotel. They call and email. Are the maples still, And the thing on the maples is that they're not all timed perfectly. And so you have some that start off a little early and you have some that start off late. And so you kind of can hit it in a 2 or 3 week window. And if you say, when is peak show? Well, maybe right now. I don't know. Anyway.
Thanks so much, Dr. Creech. We're super excited to, one, I'd like to get back down to the Ruby Mays Memorial Garden. That is an amazing garden. I'm dreaming I can get back down there in spring. It's always hard for nurserymen to get away in the spring, especially. We're a little bit of a drive from there, but I would love to get back down there and just experience that garden. I know he's had us speak there before, and we've been down there once with the Maple Society, and there are times I cherish for sure. I hope to get back down there soon. Thanks so much for hopping on here and doing a top 5 Japanese maples for Texas video with us.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 Japanese maples for Texas. I don't think there's no one else better to do that video than Dr. Creech. He's got 450 different cultivars in his gardens at SFA Gardens. And, I mean, Dr. Creech created those gardens. Right. Amazing gardens. If you ever get a chance, go down and visit. One of the best Japanese maple gardens in the Deep South.
Guys, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. That goes a long way for our channel. We air top 5s every single Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel. Hop in that live chat. That live chat is always fun, but top 5s are becoming a popular thing here. We're going to keep doing those on Mondays, and check out our daily content on the Mr. Maple Show. We add something 7 days a week here on YouTube.
Take care.
God bless.
And have an awesome day.